Good afternoon, travel advisors. It is so great that all of you guys have been able to make it in. We have a couple of more folks coming in, so we're going to kind of kill a little time to make sure all of your colleagues do make it in here. As a reminder, or as an additional hello, my name is Kay Milliner Kitchens. I am the new Southeast BDM for the Buccaneer Beach and Golf Resort, and I'm so thrilled to be here in this role and to be presenting this beautiful property to you guys today. As you're coming in, can you make sure that you drop into the chat box? Oh, you're saying no audio? You should have some audio. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so that might be individual computers. So if you're not hearing me, just make sure you have your audio turned up. Okay. Okay, yeah. So just make sure your audio is up so you can hear us. So just drop into the chat box where you guys are from and just say a quick hi, hello, as more of you guys are coming in. Don't worry about any background noise or anything today. Everybody is muted coming in, so feel free to have your side conversations that you need to. We are recording, so if you have to jump off or walk away, it's okay. This is being recorded, so you guys will be able to have it. And it'll also be available on my YouTube channel as well. So if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube, make sure that you do so you can catch this webinar and future webinars coming up. So as you guys are coming in, I want to also introduce to you who will be co-hosting with me today. We have Miss Nadia Bouganou with the Buccaneer Beach and Golf Resort. She is the director of front office. So Nadia, if you wanted to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. It's so exciting to be here with you, Kay. Thank you so much for having me and introducing me to all of our travel partners from all over the world. It's fun looking at the chat, and there was one person who had fond memories of being here. So I'm so excited. Maybe they'll get to come back or share the wonderfulness about the Buccaneer with their clients.
Hopefully so, because we do have quite a few agents that I've run into over, of course, my 20 years working in this region who have sent clients to St. Croix, who've sent clients to the Buccaneers. So this will be a reintroduction for some and a full-on introduction for others. And I'm just so glad so many people have taken such an interest in learning more about the properties. Hopefully we'll have some more true lovers and dedicated converts to the Buccaneer at the end of the session. One other thing I want to make sure everybody does at the end of our session today, we're going to do some Q&A. So as we're going along, if you think of questions that we haven't touched on or answered that you are curious about, feel free to use the chat to type those questions in, because I'm going to go through and try to answer as many questions as I can. But if I don't get to you, no worries. You can always email me or you can email Nadia, and we'd be happy to answer any questions for you. So we've got a little over 100 folks in here now, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy Wednesday. The week is almost over. So hump day is always when you know you just got a couple more days to go. So hopefully our presentation today will kind of brighten your rest of your week into the weekend. So welcome you guys to the Buccaneer Beach and Golf Resort. You're looking here on the screen at a beautiful aerial shot of Mermaid Beach. Stunning property, and we're going to get into just how beautiful an experience your clients can have. And Nadia and I are going to kind of go back and forth. So it won't be your typical one-person chatting webinar. We're going to kind of get into a good conversation about the Buccaneers. So I always like to start with a little geography lesson because it's a lot of islands in the Caribbean. So it kind of sometimes can be hard to distinguish one from the other. So just so you know where St. Croix is, we are one of really 4 U.S. Virgin Islands, although there are hundreds of uninhabited keys all throughout the USVI. But the main ones are going to be St. Croix, St. John, St. Thomas, and then there's also Water Island, which is affectionately known as the fourth U.S. Virgin Island. As you can see from the map, we're just a short hop, skip, and a jump from Miami, only 2.5 hours from Miami, 3.5 from Atlanta and JFK. So really, really easy trip for your clients to make to come down to visit us in St. Croix. So, just a little bit more about the USVI. As I mentioned, the three primary islands are St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas. You can see St. Thomas and St. John are closer together. St. Croix is a little further east. So, she's the biggest of the three U.S. Virgin Islands. And this island is probably the island where you're going to find the most history, culture, and culinary experiences just right up in your face. I often like to tell people St. Croix is like a living museum because of all the beautiful buildings and architecture, the sugar mill ruins that dot the hillsides. I mean, you're just surrounded by history, and it's extremely picturesque and beautiful on the island of St. Croix. So, especially for your clients who are history buffs, they will fall in love with the island of St. Croix. But let's take a look at a little bit, just a quick little snippet about what your clients can experience when they're in St. Croix.
St. Croix, a vibe like no other.
And that saying really is true for the island of St. Croix. It is very different from any island that you've experienced in the Caribbean. And hopefully that video gave you a good little touch point or whet your appetite a little bit of some of the experiences that you can have in St. Croix, especially when it comes to, again, the living museum aspect of it. I know, Nadia, one of my favorite things, especially walking through Christiansted, is looking at the beautiful churches
Yeah.
that are there in Christiansted. So again, you can just do a walking tour and just travel all through St. Croix and Christiansted and Frederiksted and really get the good history of the destination. So this map is also a really good pictorial to kind of give you an idea of the breadth of the island and some of the different things to do. So if you see this red arrow here, that is where the Buccaneer is located. So we're very, very close to Christiansted, where you're going to find a lot of shopping, dining, a lot of your activities and attractions start off from Christiansted as well. So I would say, what, Nadia, 5 minutes from
Less than
less
5 minutes.
than 5 minutes. So
Yeah,
it's a
it's
really
super convenient.
very, very convenient. So for those clients who like to be active and they want to, kind of be in the middle of the scene and what's going on, the Buccaneer is a great property to suggest for that. So let's say, for example, your clients are divers. St. Croix is known for its stellar top-notch diving. So you see all these little red and white flags, all the little dive flags that are all along the north shore of the island. These are all dive sites. So for your clients who are divers, they have the opportunity to log various different dives. So you got your night dives, pier, shore diving, walls, the wall at Cane Bay. So you have a lot of different experiences that you can have. And we have a dive shop on site, don't we, Nadia? Or
We have the water sports center here. And so
The
they
water-
can kayak and snorkel and paddleboard and get floating mats. And, the dock pickups are also quite popular if you're going to Buck Island, which is less than 5 miles away from the hotel dock. So that's pretty cool.
So very, very easy for your clients who are into getting into the water and aquatics. And Buck Island, if you look right above the words St. Croix here, there you'll see Buck Island. That is home to our underwater U.S. National Monument. So I never ever go to St. Croix without going out to Buck Island. It is a can't miss. It is probably going to be one of your highlights of your trip. The water is beautiful. I mean, all different hues of blue, beautiful white sand, and the reef is in very good condition out at Buck Island. You get some great snorkeling in. You'll see manta rays, you'll see nurse sharks, you'll see lobsters, octopus. I've seen all things when I go
And
out there.
turtles. Don't forget the
The
turtles.
turtles, yes, always with the turtles too. So you have some really great opportunities to interact with marine life when you're there at Buck Island. Also, want to point out this area here. So a lot of people don't realize we have a rainforest in St. Croix. So you can take a tour of the rainforest. You can do ATV tours, guided or self-guided, but I would definitely go out with the guides. But it's definitely fun to go through there. You'll find some of those sugar mill ruins all covered up with trees and overgrown vegetation, and you can just really explore, really feel like you're an explorer when you're going through the rainforest. So just again, beautiful island, very easy to navigate. If you have clients who have been to St. Thomas and St. John and say, oh, it's so hilly, St. Croix is not as hilly. And I learned to drive in St. Thomas, and I can still do it. St. John is another story, but St. Croix, easy peasy lemon squeezy. So it's really, really easy. Just remember to keep to the left. All islands in the USVI, you have to drive to the left. So just remember that when you're in St. Croix. So to get to St. Croix, very easy. We do have a lot of great airlift from the East Coast into St. Croix. So you've got Atlanta, Charlotte, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and also Puerto Rico. So if you find it easier to get your clients into Puerto Rico and then hop over, that's always an option for your clients. And of course, U.S. citizens do not need a passport to travel to St. Croix. So again, if you have clients who don't have passports, don't want to get one, or can't get one, we understand, they can travel to St. Croix with no issues at all. So now we're going to get into the Buccaneer. Beautiful, beautiful property, just minutes from Christiansted on the stunningly beautiful island of St. Croix. I want to share with you guys a quick video on the property. So just bear with me one moment while I share my screen so you can see a little bit about the property has to offer. So just bear with me one moment.
Whilst Kay's doing that, Babette, thank you for letting me know about your client. You'll have my email at the end of the webinar. Please shoot me a note, and we will look out for them for sure. And we're always happy to send amenities with cards and notes from our travel agents to clients once we know they're coming. So we will offer that gift to you as well.
Fabulous.
Nicholas, we're not all inclusive. We are self-contained, and you will be quite happy with all of the amenities that are offered. But we only include breakfast with our rates.
Okay, Nadia, can you see the screen before I hit play?
I can see the screen.
All right, let's hit play.
Okay, it's on us.
Can you see it playing good now?
No, you're on the. You have to switch windows.
Okay.
Laura, thank you for the question. The snorkeling equipment, the paddle boards, the kayaks are all for the guests.
Okay, let's see. Let's try again. Technology works when it works. It's wonderful when it does.
You're almost there.
Almost there. Okay, let's see.
June 007 was amazing. We really miss him.
Okay, let's start over. All right, here we go. One more time. Okay. And we're going to share. I don't know if it's going to work for me now. It worked perfectly earlier.
The same, I know it's on the same window. We can see
The same.
ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll stop the share and we'll move on to the next slide and get into the hotel, the property. So, my apologies, guys. A little bit about the Buccaneer. So, we are a beach, tennis, and golf resort, family owned for over 75 years. It's the 76th year now, right, Nadia?
Correct. Correct.
So, it's one of the most iconic properties in the U.S. Virgin Islands, known for its luxury and stellar service. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, continuing with the theme of the Living Museum, the Buccaneer is a member of the Historic Hotels of America. So one of the things that, again, you'll get to experience are those sugar mill ruins all over the property. And I always like to play games with people I bring down with who can spot the sugar mills. So we love to play a little fun drinking game, but maybe we won't do drinking games for this particular session, but there's always something fun to do with families when you're coming down or friends when it comes to all of that great history surrounding you at the Buccaneer and on the island of St. Croix. So lots of different clients are attracted to this property, and it's well suited for many, many different clients. I'm sure all of you guys have clients that would be a perfect fit for the Buccaneer. Couples, honeymooners, multi-generational, incentive groups as well, solo travelers. So we have lots to offer for all different types of clients all across the board. And again, with the property being so centrally located to Christiansted and a lot of the fun activities that go on there, it really is a natural fit for a wide range of clients across the board. When it comes to the rooms, and we're going to really dive into the resort rooms on property. The resort features 138 rooms, and you have tons of different room categories available to your clients. The Great House Ocean View, Luxury Ocean View, Family Cottage Suites, Deluxe Oceanfront, Luxury Beachside Doubloon as well. So you have a lot of different room categories to choose from. And it's really all that much better for the client because it offers quite a bit of variety and different vantage points for your clients to experience the property from. So at this point, I'm going to turn over to Nadia, and she's really going to give us a really good deep dive into the property offerings at the Buccaneer. So you should be able to control the slides from here, Nadia.
Thank you.
If you can't, let me know. Oh, good. Right. You got it.
And so starting at the top of what we consider to be our most luxurious option, on the left of your screen, you'll see the Luxury Beachside Doubloon. And that's the most popular option for folks coming on their honeymoon or celebrating a big anniversary, folks who are getting married here. That particular space has one whirlpool tub that's separate from your walk-in shower. There's a covered balcony with cushioned furniture, cathedral ceilings, skylights in the bathrooms if you're upstairs. So absolutely beautiful space to come home to after a day in the sun, and quite popular. And it's in the upper end of our luxurious options. And then on the right of your screen, you'll see the Deluxe Oceanfront. And these units are also very popular because they are along the shoreline, of the property. There are 50 of them, so we can often do those as interconnection options for families that need the extra space. Most of the rooms will have a king connecting to two queens, as your option for the interconnection. Um, Literally steps away from the beach. There's a lot of wooden details, so it's more of a nautical experience in those rooms, but good square footage, about 550 square feet, double sinks, walk-in closets. So you'd be comfortable there if you wanted to be close to the water, but probably more price conscious, as the doubloons are probably the highest price single unit for a couple. In the middle of the right side of the screen are the luxury ocean view rooms. And these are on the highest ridge, so close to the Great House and the Sugar Mill. And these units are one of my favorites because they offer a lot of light into the room. The pastel colors are darling, and you have a nice walk-in closet, a generously sized bathroom. Some of the bathrooms will have a whirlpool tub, so that also lends itself well to a couple coming for the first time and not quite sure about the lay of the land. So nice in between for the price point. And it's also pretty close to the Great House. So you have, maybe less than a minute walk to get to the main hotel where we are, where breakfast is, where dinner is, and the entertainment during dinner on the terrace. So I enjoy those rooms a lot. And in the bottom right of the picture, you will see the entry-level Great House Ocean View rooms. So less frills, but just as comfortable. It's about 370 square feet there with a private balcony, and all of our rooms have private balconies. So you'll always have an opportunity to sit outside. The bathrooms often have double sinks as well, with a tub or a shower, as your options in the bathroom. You go up 2 flights of stairs to get there, and they are popular in that they offer the best price point with a really nice view of the ocean and some of the properties. So that's the Great House Ocean View. This is the bedroom of one of the Great House hotel suites, recently renovated, with 2 bathrooms, a king-size master. There is a tub in one of the bathrooms and a shower in the other, and they're both full-size baths. The private balcony offers shaded areas as well, with table, 4 chairs for dining, in addition to 2 chaise lounges on the balcony. And these are great for a couple who need a little bit more room for entertaining and all of that, or we could convert the sitting room into a bedroom for smaller children. And these are in the Great House downstairs. This is the front sitting room of the same suite. So you can see that it's an ample size space. These are the family cottages, and these would be our most popular options for families requiring a little bit of more space than a single room would offer. You have 2 bedrooms, one with a king, the second with 2 twins. I can show you here. You do share 1 bathroom, but each of the spaces has its own private entrance, a covered balcony with a table for dining, so that sort of works as your family space. And there are 2 chaise lounges on the balcony as well, with views of the water. And because these units slope downhill, the higher you are in the hill, the better your vantage. But the closer you are to the bottom, the closer you are to the beach. So the 2 units at the very bottom of the hill were also recently renovated. So that's always fun. So you can have a more modern feel to your rooms. And these are the best price points as well. They would be a lot less than renting 2 rooms if you needed the extra space for your children. And the cool thing about the children's bedroom is that there's a trundle underneath one of the twin beds. So little people always enjoy that. This is the sitting room of the Frigate Suite. So a little bit more upscale than the Great House Suite. And then one of the major features of this space is that it offers the an extra bathroom, but it's also along the shoreline near the Grotto Beach and Pool. And it can also interconnect to give you access to both the Frigate Room, which has 2 queen beds, and then the Ficus Suite, which has 2 king beds. And we'll look at that in just a minute. This is our main bedroom of the Frigate Suite with a beautiful 4-posted king bed. And you can see if you look outside, there's also a table for dining and chaises. These are not covered patios, so this is open air with umbrellas on the porches. Here we're looking at the foyer for the Ficus Suite, and the sofa that pulls out, that's pictured in the screen, is a pull-out and is about the size of a double, and will give you extra sleeping space if you have some smaller children who need the sleep-in space.
Now, Nadia, I have to jump in. I was lucky enough. The hotel gods smiled on me, and I got into that suite. Can't remember what happened, what it was. Maybe you guys were sold out. I don't know, but Sharon and I ended up in that suite, and it was really a lovely stay.
It's pretty fabulous.
Yes. I think it was a fam. And I think some of my agents that fammed with me on that particular one are on this call, and we had a lovely time.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank
you. We always enjoy having you come. And so this is the balcony where you can also see a little piece of the grotto pool and the grotto beach, and you'll see the setup for 4 chaises and the table for dining as well outside. The same suite does offer 2 masters with kings and full bathrooms. You have a 3rd bath that's just off of the dining room area, and in the main master of this suite, which is what we're looking at right now, there's also a whirlpool tub. This is your sitting room with more dining options. There's a washer and dryer in that space, and the sofa pulls out as well. Pretty cool. So moving along, the Buccaneer introduced a villa into our portfolio several years ago, and we're super proud of the space. It is just outside of the Buccaneer, so in Choi's. It's less than 10 minutes to walk from the balcony of the home through Whistle Beach to get to the Mermaid, or less than a 2-minute drive by car. We include a rental car, so a minivan for the families who rent the space during the week, with the price of the rental. And there are 6 bedrooms, 7 beds total. There's 1 room that has 2 queen beds, a full-size kitchen, living and dining room, wash and dryer, private pool. We do also have a basketball court in the parking area near the garage. And these units would have access to the Buccaneer. So you would reserve the space for a week at a time. It's a 7-night rental from Saturday to Saturday. The guests have charge privileges at the hotel, so they can come to visit, have breakfast, sign equipment out at the beach, use the bell and concierge service at the resort. So it's the best of both worlds. You have a little bit of independence and separation, privacy, not to mention the luxury that comes with it.
I'm going to play the video while you're chatting here.
Yeah, go ahead. And you get to be registered as a hotel guest. So that's so this is an overview of where the beach house is placed. It's just over the hill where Whistle Beach is. So it's on the point right there. And you have access to Whistle Beach, which typically is not frequented by a lot of guests because there's just a little bit of a walk to get to it. It's not terribly far, but most guests don't bother to make the effort to get there. So what you're seeing is the great house. There's some of the golf course.
And that's Whistle Beach there, right?
That's Whistle Beach, which is popular for weddings and private elopes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And the Bellington Drive
I'll
guest
tell you another story too, Nadia.
Rental car. Did you get to stay there too?
Yes. Sharon and I, once again, I don't know what happened. The hotel gods again were smiling, and it was lovely. It was lovely.
Glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a good stay. Now they get some other things when they book this villa, correct?
So we you know, when you do an Airbnb, there's typically the home is cleaned when you arrive and it's clean when you leave. We provide daily maid service, in addition to breakfast. To get the rental car, like I mentioned, we include a minivan with that. Concierge services, free Wi-Fi. The home is equipped with a generator, so when the power goes out, that comes on right away. The guests receive a gourmet welcome basket when they check in, and we can put them in touch with chefs and assist with advanced stocking of the home before they arrive, for convenience and all of that. And it really is about the personalized service. So we usually are able to accommodate all of the needs for the folks who come. Yeah.
Excellent. It's a beautiful property, guys. So if you have the opportunity to book it for your clients, I definitely strongly suggest that you do, because they will not be disappointed.
Yeah.
To go into other points, and I saw some questions about dining in the chat while you were talking, Nadia. So we have 3 different dining experiences available to your clients on property. So you have, let me slip to it here. You have Beauregards, which is your new space, right, Nadia?
It is. And that one, we started construction before the hurricanes in 2017, and we were able to complete in 2019.
So, and then they do sushi here, right?
Sushi.
Yes.
Yeah, the best sushi on the island.
Sushi and cocktails. So if you want to do something, right before dinner, get the group together and just have a few drinks, that's definitely an option to suggest to your clients. And then Mermaid. Oh, just a totally different look to the place. Absolutely stunning. Now tell us about this renovation.
Yeah, I'm sure June must be thinking, what restaurant is that? So that remodel also was halted after the storms in 2017, and we completed that in 2019 with plans to do more. But the walls were taken down, and now it's completely open air, and there is the opportunity to pull some blinds down, turn on the air conditioning. We haven't had to do that so far. We've upgraded the space with a private back room that you can close the barn doors and turn the AC on there. There's also a back kitchen that will do pizzas and light beach food, in addition to the larger restaurant menu. And the Mermaid now hosts the fire dances on Monday evenings, in addition to the Moko Jumbies on Tuesday during marketplace, when we have local vendors come and sell their handmade goods, which is always a big hit and a lot of fun. And that's the view of the back side of the terrace, and that's where we serve breakfast every day. There's not a bed or breakfast in St. Croix, and that's available every day from 7 until 10. The dinner is also served there from 5:30 until 8 every day, and there's entertainment during dinner It's a seasonal entertainment schedule, but most often than not, there will be live entertainment, which is pretty cool. And then the bar has a 360 view of the water, so that's definitely the place to be.
And then one of the great things about the Buccaneer, which oftentimes just puts people in awe, you have three different beaches on the property because you have to keep in mind it's what, like 340-acre property, right?
It
So
is.
it's vast, it's huge. So you have three different beaches right on the property. So you don't have to jump in a car or a taxi to get a beautiful beach on at the Buccaneer on St. Croix. It's all right there for you. And then you mentioned earlier about the non-motorized water sports as well. So everything is right there on property when it comes to having, a fun time in the water, if your clients are looking for that. And then, of course, it is the beach and golf resort. So you have a stunning 18-hole championship golf course right there on property for your clients to experience. So for your clients who are golfers, they are really going to be in for a treat. Bring the golf clubs down and come on and get you an early tee time and enjoy yourself out on the golf course. But in addition to golf, I mean, it's for your active folks too who like to do tennis. So you have 8 courts on the property to choose from. And I know folks always ask about, what, pickleball. So I don't know, Nadia, if you want to touch on that, if it's something that can be done for for the clients coming down.
We don't have pickleball courts now. We do have 8 tennis courts, two of which you can play at night. Um, we don't have equipment on hand currently to sort of convert the courts into pickleball courts, but there are 2 courts close by. So if anybody has an interest, we could certainly check availability and assist with getting them there, because it's not on property, but pretty close by. The sport is growing, the interest is growing, so there may be room for um, a pickleball court or two, but not currently.
And then, of course, the spa. No resort is complete without spa services being offered. So, can you tell us a little bit about the spa services that
Yeah,
clients?
so we offer all of the services currently. So you can do um, a number of body treatments at the beachside spa rooms. There are massages, reflexology. There is hot stone massage as an option. And in our petit spa, we offer facials, hair, makeup, manicures, and pedicures. And it's super easy to make an appointment. You do that online on our website on the spa amenities page. And if there are issues, there's there's phone number and an email that you can reach out to, and we can help try and figure out the scheduling to be able to include that as part of your experience when you're here. But definitely a must do.
Yes, definitely. I always try to incorporate some type of spa in
Yeah,
any of my vacation experiences. So
yeah.
definitely. And again, additional activities, salsa dancing. I see that's something that's coming back on property. Steel pan lessons. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so these are paid activities. The steel pan instructor plays with the larger band and has availability a couple of times during the week to come out and instruct families or individuals who are musically inclined and want to take back a video of them learning a little bit of the island. And that's a big activity. Guests love that. And for salsa, it's a little bit of more of a couples activity. And Adriana, who's the lead singer for one of the more popular bands called Romanza, comes out and offers the lessons to couples. And they're both reasonably priced activities and well worth the memories that you take home.
And then with other activities, the concierge is really essential. So, if you're looking to do your horseback riding, your nighttime kayak, because we do have a bioluminescence bay in St. Croix, our
Yeah.
rum distillery tours. I have on my cruise and rum shirt today. Vodka tours. I mean, all that can be arranged through the concierge.
Yeah, easily. And we like to do an outreach to our guests so that before they get here, we know what their needs are and we can help to plan their holidays. And it's all about anticipating the guest needs. Sometimes if it comes through a third party, then we don't have access to them. So it's always fun when the travel agent emails and says, my clients come in, and then we can sort of connect with the guest directly or through the travel agent, help them to plan. So the team, even if the concierge isn't here, I'm always on email or on the phone chatting with folks and trying to figure out how we can really maximize their enjoyment when they're here. So the advanced conversations are super helpful.
And then I know we touched on earlier just about groups, but weddings and events is a big part of what we do
Yeah.
at the Buccaneer. So maybe just a little bit about how we can help pull your event together.
Yeah, the events team does a phenomenal job. We're not a terribly big hotel, and so it requires a lot of curating for groups and special events. But there's usually just one event at a time, one wedding at a time, so no one's competing for attention. The wedding packages start from the very simple two-person elope all the way to we've done as many as 100 wedding guests. We're not able to accommodate any more than that. Comfortably, 80 is a good number for groups and wedding events, and we'll consider all groups. Typically, there is a minimum of 3 nights if you're coming with a group, and we always offer our best pricing with special discounts for 10 rooms or more. So there's always an opportunity to get a better price point for the guests too. Um, but we offer 4 different meeting spaces, the restaurants we spoke of already, the amenities. So it really is a perfectly ideal self-contained space that's close to Christiansted where you can do the shopping and dining and go on excursions and all of that. So it really is a good fit for a lot of incentive trips, a lot of couples who are looking for an island experience that's not too expensive, but also able to offer the same measure of luxury and exclusiveness that they would if they were elsewhere at some other resorts in the States.
And I think what we'll do maybe for our next webinar in the future, maybe something that focuses on our wedding events product, because I know that is something that a lot of travel advisors are anxious to get more information on. But hopefully, I want to make sure that you guys understand the benefits of, working directly with myself, Nadia, the resort. We have a dedicated team here to make the guest experience stellar and seamless. So when you do have questions, if you want something a little extra for your client, just feel free to reach out. We are here to help and to make you look good when your clients are on property. Some additional accolades, just so you can kind of see the type of resort that the Buccaneer is. We just are a recent recipient of the 2023 TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice Award. So we're very, yay, proud of ourselves for that. But we're consistently winning awards for the Caribbean, for the USVI. So definitely when you're thinking of a Caribbean vacation for your clients, we want the Buccaneer to be top of mind for you when you're thinking of where should I send my clients. One last thing. I know you guys who follow me on Facebook, been pushing this bonus sale, this early booking bonus sale. You still have time to book your clients for this. So let's just go over it really quickly. The window closes October 1st to book. The travel window is pretty much all of 2024, with the exception of a few blackout dates that we have listed here. It is a 5-night minimum stay. It's 10% commission. Welcome amenity to be put in the client's room from you with a nice little welcome note. And then the $250 resort credit per room per stay. So, in order to get that resort credit, you'd have to book this promotion direct. So, you can either contact myself or Nadia or go through our offers page on the Buccaneer website in order to get that for your client. But definitely a fabulous promotion, lots of great value added in it that your clients will be thrilled to experience when they come down to the Buccaneer. So that concludes our formal part of our presentation. I'm going to leave this thank you screen up because it does have my contact information, Nadia's contact information as well as the Buccaneer website. If you guys are interested in staying in close contact with me, you can find me on Facebook at K Milliner Kitchens. That's my Facebook page. And then also on YouTube with K Milliner Kitchens Consulting. I'm now going to go through some of these questions. If you have a question that you didn't type in the chat, feel free to run in here and type it really quickly. I'm going to catch as many as I can because I know you guys are busy, busy, busy. So here's a question. How far is the property from the airport? I would say no more than 20 minutes from the airport, and a really
Uh,
nice, smooth, easy ride too, as well.
yeah, so 20, 25 to 30. If you are driving your rental car, the taxi drivers may do it in less time.
That's
But
why I said 20.
yeah, I would say, 10 miles away, it's an easy ride over.
Yeah, very easy, very picturesque. So it's a really good, quick, easy ride. Lorraine is asking, do the rooms come with breakfast? Yes, your nightly rate does include breakfast. So while we're not all inclusive, you do have that breakfast option. But you're going to be out and about all day, going to Buck Island, going to the rainforest, going here and there. So you're going to be busy, busy, busy. Ms. Janine is asking if my client is not certified for diving, do you offer resort diving?
So that went away after the COVID pandemic. And the companies that we work with, whilst they're still available to provide the service at an offsite location, it's not available at the resort due to their staffing issues. So we are reminding them every day that we do want to resume that service, but not on site. No.
Okay, quite a few questions about travel agent rates. Do we
Yes,
offer travel agent?
definitely. All the time. September and October are great months to come when there would usually be, additional nights at a comped rate as opposed to a reduced rate. So if anyone is interested in coming in those particular months, you can let us know and we can accommodate them. The rest of the year, it's 50% off.
Okay. Question. I saw this a couple times. One, is the property LGBTQ friendly? Does it have wheelchair accessible rooms and bathrooms as well as around the property? I think overall, maybe let's talk about too how we get from one part of the property to the other.
Okay. So there are shuttles on site, and I made a note here. Who asked about shuttles? I suppose I didn't write the name down, but thank you for that question. The bellmen are here every day, and they drive you from the main hotel to the beach and vice versa. They drive minivans, so not golf carts. And, if there's accommodation required for, transferring someone from a wheelchair into the car, we don't provide the assistance, but hope that there are assistants or folks traveling with the guests that can provide that lift. And then there is a beach wheelchair. We have 2 beach wheelchairs that we can provide. And then for the question on accessibility, we do have accessible rooms according to the ADA compliance. And for service animals, there's no fee for that. You do have to show, up-to-date vaccinations and things like that, but no fee for bringing a service animal. That is currently strictly restricted to puppies, so not cats, birds, or anything else. Puppies for now, and there is a pet fee for everybody else, $25 per day. As far as the elevators, whilst we do not have an elevator, if you have a client that wants to make a reservation and has a disability, the hotel would allow you to book whatever rate, price point, room type that guest needs. And if there isn't a compliant room or access to a room in the category, we will just do a complimentary upgrade. So you never have to worry about not being able to accommodate the special needs that your clients have. And then on the LGBTQIA question, we're absolutely 1000% friendly, and have many returning guests who are in that, family, as am I. And, we're always happy to have you. So everyone should feel welcome when they come here.
Excellent, excellent. Question about when the last renovation was.
So we do, throughout the year, we have, projects that we handle. During the summer is when we take the time to do more of an overhaul of certain spaces and areas. So all of the rooms usually have soft good replacements and things like that, light painting done. But it would have been 2020 when we did any, deconstruction of rooms and rebuilding of rooms. We're currently working in 2 rooms this summer that will have a complete remodel done.
Question about the villa. Is it staffed, and can we hire a chef to prepare meals?
So if your clients reserve the beach house, the arrangements would be made with me. Once they're on island, they would work with, in addition to me, they would work with our guest services supervisor that's Fitz. He provides day-to-day support for all of the needs, sort of like a house manager. There's a housekeeper that comes once a day. For chef services, we can connect the guests with the chefs that would provide the service. Is not included, so they would pay for that. We would take care of the shopping in advance if they needed it, and stock the home with all of that. So it's not necessarily staffed, but all of the services that the guests could possibly want will be available to them. And the bellman can also do the pickup and drop-offs to and from the villa and the hotel.
And Miss Faith was asking if it's commissionable. Yes, ma'am. The villa is commissionable.
I saw that.
Yes. I had another question. My finger did slip a little bit. So, somebody was asking about the room that has the 2 master suites. Which room was that again?
Oh, yes, Pamela asked that. It's the FICA suite.
I think that's the one that Sharon and I got.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily. Miss Maureen is asking if we have paddle boards on property.
We do. And that's complimentary, Maureen. I did see that. So the snorkel gear, paddle boards, kayaks, available to the guests and all complimentary.
Fabulous. Miss Belinda is going to be in St. Croix in November. Congratulations to you, Miss Belinda. You're about to have the experience of a lifetime. She wants to know how she can schedule a resort inspection with you.
Just send us an email.
So I left her email on the screen, Miss Belinda. So just make sure you make note of it, or you can always email me as well, and we'll put you directly in touch and you can make those arrangements. Miss Debbie is asking, she stepped away for a minute.
I'd like to know where Belinda is staying. Can she tell me in the chat?
Belinda, let us know in the chat where you're staying. See, Miss Nadia's wheels are turning. Miss Debbie wants to know, she stepped away from the computer, the Buccaneer and the Mermaid, what is the correlation? So I think she missed what we were talking about when we were talking about Mermaid.
So the Mermaid Beach is the name of one of the beaches on the property. And the restaurant that sits on that beach is also called the Mermaid Restaurant.
And Miss Cynthia is asking if there's a shuttle to Christiansted.
It's a paid shuttle, but there is one that goes in 3 times a day.
Correct. I'm sorry, Miss Pamela, that is so small. Let me type our information in the chat. So I'm going to put my email in the chat, Nadia. Could you type your email as well?
Okay.
And that way.
Whilst we're doing that, Sherry, we have 138 rooms, and half of that would have 2 queen beds. So if you need lots of those, then we have plenty of it. No direct flight from New York, Karen. I'm so sorry. We're working on it.
Oh, she says she's renting a villa.
Okay, well, we'll look forward to seeing her.
Yes, we will. All right, I think. Are we planning? Okay, Miss Paula is asking about the pickleball. Let's review that real quick.
I saw that. Not at this time, Paula. We did have a pickleball conference several years ago and converted the courts into pickleball courts, but it was very temporary. And there are pickleball courts not on property, but close by.
Okay, we're going to do 3 more questions here because it's 1:55. I know you guys got other things going on. Golf charges to play golf.
Right now, that's about 115 for the green fees, and then you pay 35 for the clubs and 25 for the card per person, I think.
Okay. Ms. Danielle missed what we were saying about the wheelchair accessibility in the rooms and showers.
Hello again, Danielle. So we do have several rooms that are accessible. Some of the rooms that require for the wheelchairs to be rolled in, we have, those showers with the appropriate handlebars and widths of the doors. The bellman can provide transportation to and from the beach. There's the beach wheelchair that we have. There's no elevator, but we would upgrade the guests accordingly if that's what your need is.
Okay, last 2 questions. Miss Savannah is asking about booking the TA rates. They just contact you directly?
Correct. They would email us. We like to see the request in writing. If there is a letterhead, then preferably on that, so we can confirm that the agent is in good standing, and we enjoy having our travel agents visit.
Okay, and a question about sunset dining at the resort. I guess if somebody wanted to do like something special on the beach at sunset.
So that's an option as long as the restaurant's open. Right now, this time of year, it's 5 days during the week. During the winter, it may be 2, but that is available. It's called Cabana Dining. The menu is on the website under special event dining, and then there is also the Sugar Mill, which is one of the most iconic parts of the property, and that is a pretty spectacular experience. So if someone wanted to do something exclusive like that, then there's that option too.
All right. Well, Nadia, thank you very much. Nadia, and somebody asked you how to pronounce your name. Buccaneer. Is that right? I said it right?
Yes.
There you go. So
thank you.
I thank you so much for your time. It has been wonderful working with you. I've known Nadia for so many years, but this is our first opportunity to work this close together. So it's been fantastic. I hope you enjoyed your time with these wonderful travel advisors. So
I sure did. Thank you.
We'll see you again on the next one, and we'll see you guys as well. You know how to get in touch with the both of us if you have any questions. And don't forget that early booking bonus promotion. It is there for your clients, and it is commissionable. So make sure you do book that. You still have some time to get those bookings in. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.